What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another break on this Sunday evening. Right now, we've got our 2024 Topps Midnight Football full case number one. Random teams. Going to go ahead and get this shared over to the group, get everybody tagged, and we will go ahead and get started. What's up, Rick? How are you doing today? Thanks. Sorry to hear that. Colorado's good. There we go. Got those tags added. Going to give everybody a few seconds to hop on in here. While we're waiting on that, I'm going to crack open this case, get our 8 boxes out. Empty case there. Looking for 7 cards per box. Couple of rare inserts to look for, as well as 3 autos per box. Get this camera adjusted here, and then we will go ahead and hop into our browser and get the names and teams randomed. All right, here we go. That's cool, Rick. Got the names here first. Travis on top, David on the bottom. Going to roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 7, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Jeremy Green on top, Travis on the bottom. Going to go ahead and get this reflected onto your screens here. There we go. And then we've got the teams here. Arizona Cardinals on top, Washington Commanders on the bottom. Once again, going to roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 5, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Baltimore Ravens on top, Atlanta Falcons on the bottom. Going to go ahead and get this reflected onto your screens and get that trade timer started. There we go. All right, 5 minutes on the clock, starting now. While that trade timer is ticking, I'll go ahead and get these verification codes copied and pasted into our chat. All right, verification codes have been posted with just about 4.5 minutes left on the trade timer. Good luck, David. Hopefully you get a Jaden Daniels. That would be sick. Got Eagles available for a trade in the chat. No pressure, but I have pulled one of ones in the last 2 breaks I've done today. So hopefully we see one here too. Keep up the streak. That'd be cool, Rick. Hey, you can't go wrong with the Jets. I feel like the Jets hit a decent amount. Maybe that means you'll carry over your Jet luck and hit nothing, though. I'm just kidding. I really hope we pull a Jaden Daniels for you. All right, guys, we're at our halfway point here. 2.5 minutes left on the trade timer. Still plenty of time, but getting closer and closer to the end. Steve Miller throwing out that the Eagles are available for trade once again. Oh, Falcons, Lions, Bucks, and Dolphins up. I missed that one. It was buried in the other comments. Travis got a couple teams, almost all of his teams up for trade. All right, last 60 seconds here on the trade timer, just a little bit over. Probably 16 apple stems. You can probably get them down pretty quick, swallow fast. I feel like the kiwi skins would linger a little bit longer. Depends on, though, if you're talking about the whole apple core or if you're just talking about the stem. Stem, easy. Apple core would hurt my intestines. All right, last 30 seconds here. Yeah, permanent jewelry yesterday, and it is the weirdest. It is still taking me some time to get used to. I'm not used to wearing a bracelet, let alone one I can't take off. All right, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. All right, Eagles for Dolphins. Noting that, I will get that changed over as soon as that trade timer hits 0, which it just did as I was saying that. So, seeing no other trades, Eagles for Dolphins will be the only trade. Let me get that recorded for you. All right, that trade should be reflected onto your screen. Let me get it reflected onto my little cheat sheet for the blind that I have, since I can never see the screen. And then we will go ahead and hop on in. All right, got that reflected on my cheat sheet, reflected on your screen. Good luck, everybody. Crack open some more sleeves here real quick as well, just in case. All right, here we go. Let's see some bangers. Empty sleeve there. That way overshot the trash can. Got our empty box there. I'm all over the place. Missing these trash shots. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Starting out, we got a Jalen Ford there for the Saints on the base. We have a cool one here. We got a Brett Favre, 61 out of 99, going over to the Minnesota Vikings. That one going over to Chad. There you go, Chad. First auto of the break coming your way. Congrats on that. Right behind that, we have a Jalen Waddle, 43 out of 50 on the strike of midnight. Going over to the Miami Dolphins. There we go. Coming out of that trade. Going over to Steve. There you go, Steve. Nice Jalen Waddle out of 50. Congrats on that. Right behind that, we have a Rookie Horizon signature on the redemption here of Blake Corum for the Rams. Nice one there. That one going over to Jason. There you go, Jason. Congrats on that one. And after that, we have one of our case hits already. We've got an After Hours Joe Montana for the San Francisco 49ers. Going to get that one magged up. That one going over to Kevin. There you go, Kevin. Congrats on that one. After that, we've got a Phil Simms, 7 out of 99. That one going over to the New York Giants. And we finish off with a Marvin Harrison Jr., 21 out of 50 for the Cardinals. Nice one there. No blanket. There we go. Nice one there. All right, next box here. It would be easy to do no blanket because you could make up for that warmth or coolness with the attire you wore to bed. But sleeping on a pillow, your neck would be destroyed. Sleeve there. Empty box number 2. These are actually really nice heavy-duty cardboard boxes. I really like those. Got an Xavier Legette on the base there for the Panthers. Then we've got a nice one here. We've got an Xavier Worthy, 31 out of 50 on the patch auto for the Kansas City Chiefs. Go ahead and get that one magged up. That one going over to Sean. There you go, Sean. Congrats on that one. Then we've got another midnight auto here. This one going to be Denard Robinson. That one going over to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Going over to Kevin as well. There you go, Kevin. Right behind that, we have a Tyler Nubin auto here for the Giants. Nice one there. And we've got a Barry Sanders and Billy Sims on the Constellations. Going over to the Detroit Lions. Nice little insert there. Got a Troy Fantano there, 13 out of 35 on the midnight for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we finish off with Drew Brees for the Saints. 6 more boxes to go here. Empty sleeve again. Empty box again. Got Carter Bradley there, going over to the Raiders. Then we have a Luke Ketchley auto here, 69 out of 75, going over to the Carolina Panthers. Nice one there for Carolina. That one going over to Sean. Then we've got a Leroy Butler auto here for the Green Bay Packers. That one going over to Josh. There you go, Josh. Then our next auto going to be Audric Estime for the Denver Broncos on the midnight. That one going over to Dan. There you go, Dan. Congrats on that one. And we've got a duel here for the Panthers, Xavier Legette and Bryce Young. Got an Aaron Donald here. 120 out of 149 for the Rams. And we finish off with a Lunar Tide, 12 out of 75. Malik Neighbors for the Giants. Nice one there. All right, let me crack open another box of top loaders here. We'll hop into our next one. Empty sleeve there. Empty box there. Starting out, we got Rod Smith for the Denver Broncos. And we've got a nice one here for the Eagles. We got a Cooper DeJean, 7/25. Going over to Travis. There you go, Travis. Congrats on that one. He shows up a lot in these breaks. And right behind that, we have a Ahman Green there for the Green Bay Packers. And another Audric Estime for the Denver Broncos. We've also got another Lunar Tide, Malik Neighbors. This one going to be 34/99. Once again for the Giants. Got a Xavier Legette there, 57/99 for the Panthers. And a Spencer Rattler, 24/25 for the Saints. That one going over to Jeff. There you go, Jeff. Congrats on that one. All right, next box here. Box number 5. Now past our halfway point here. Do have another case of this up on the website if you guys are interested. Empty box there. Got Chad Johnson there, going over to the Tennessee Titans, or Chris Johnson, excuse me. It's like Ocho Cinco didn't play for the Titans. We got Ennis Rakestraw Jr. here on the rookie patch auto. That one going over to the Detroit Lions. Nice one there for the Lions. Going over to Travis. There you go, Travis. You got a Jonathan Brooks here. That one going over to the Panthers. And we finish off our autos here with a Joe Theismann auto. Going over to the Washington Commanders. There you go, David. Nice auto coming your way. Congrats on that one. We got Dallas Turner on the night ball there. Got a Ladd McConkey on the midnight for the Chargers. 26/149. And we finish off with a Bo Jackson, 35/35 for the Raiders. Awesome legend bookend there. Nice one again for the Raiders and Nick. There you go, Nick. Congrats on that. Empty sleeve there. Empty box there. Got another Bo Jackson there. I just saw the card behind it. We have a Jaden Daniels auto for the Washington Commanders. There you go, David. Gonna get that one magged up. Congrats on that. Joe Theismann and Jaden Daniels. 2 autos in back-to-back boxes. There you go. Congrats on that one. Right behind that, we have Donovan McNabb here on the auto. That one going over to Philly and the Eagles. Going over to Travis. Then we have a Dexter Manley auto on the stroke of midnight. That one also going over to the Washington Commanders. There you go, David. 2 autos in 1 box. And we've got a Bo Nix and Drake May constellations there. That one will be random between the Patriots and the Broncos at the end of the break. We've got Steve Largent here. 76 out of 99 going over to the Seattle Seahawks. There you go, Will. And an Xavier Legette, 5 out of 75 for the Panthers. All right, let me get this top load. We'll hop into our second to last box. Empty box there. Jacob Cowing there for the San Francisco 49ers. We've got a Malik Neighbors auto here for the New York Giants. We'll go ahead and get that one magged up. That one going over to Jabriath. There you go, Jabriath. Congrats on that one. Right behind that, we have DeMeco Ryans here. 62 out of 75 going over to the Texans. Then we've got a Johnny Wilson here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Got a Nightball James White here. Chris Johnson for the Titans again. 85 out of 149. And Joe Theismann to go along with that auto. All right, last box of the break, last box of the case. Good luck, everybody. Let's see a big Bo Nix or Drake May. Caleb Williams would be just fine as well. Would love to see another one of those big rookie QBs. We pulled the Drake May 1 of 1 in Select earlier, so would not mind following that up with another big 1 of 1 as well. Empty box there. And here we go. Got a J.C. Latham there on the base. Then we've got a Keon Coleman here. That one going over to the Buffalo Bills. Right behind that, we have a 30 out of 75 Marvin Jones. That one going over to the Giants. That one going over to the Jets, excuse me. Had to look at the colors. Nice one there for the Jets. We've got a Jatavion Sanders here. Going over to the Panthers on the auto. Got a star-studded Terrion Arnold there on the insert. Got Sam Hartman, 28 out of 75 for the Washington Commanders. There we go. And we finish off with Eli Manning. All right, let me get these base moved over. We're going to random that dual constellation card with a Drake May and Bo Nix, and then we will hop into our recap. All right, here we go. We got this constellation here. Bo Nix, Drake May. Let me get that random built real quick. All right, here we go. Got that random built for that Drake May, Bo Nix. Going to be the Broncos and the Patriots. Roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. And then whichever team is on top will get that card. Good luck. Got an 8, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That one going over to the Patriots. Congrats on that one. We get this verification code copied and pasted into our chats momentarily. There we go. Nice one there. All right, here we go with our recap. Got Sam Hartman. That going over to the Commanders, 26 out of 75. Jatavion Sanders on the auto for the Panthers. Marvin Jones there, 30 out of 75 for the Jets on the auto. Keon Coleman auto there for the Bills. Chris Johnson there. That one going to be 85 out of 149 for the Titans. Johnny Wilson auto for the Eagles. Got D'Amico Ryans there, 62 out of 75 for the Texans on the auto. Got Xavier Legette, 5 out of 75 for the Panthers. Steve Largent, 76 out of 99 for the Seattle Seahawks. Dexter Manley auto there for the Washington Commanders. Donovan McNabb auto there going over to the Eagles. Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Bo Jackson, 35 out of 35 for the Raiders. Ladd McConkey, 26 out of 149 for the Chargers. Joe Theismann auto there for the Washington Commanders. Jonathan Brooks auto there going over to the Panthers. Got a Ennis Rakestraw Jr. rookie patch auto there going over to the Detroit Lions. Spencer Rattler on the Lunar Tide, 24 out of 25 for the Saints. Xavier Legette again for the Panthers, 57 out of 99. Malik Neighbors, 34 out of 99 for the Giants. Audric Estime auto for the Denver Broncos. Amon Green auto there for the Green Bay Packers. Cooper DeJean auto for the Philadelphia Eagles, 7 out of 25. Malik Neighbors again, this one 12 out of 75 for the Giants. Aaron Donald for the Rams, 120 out of 149. Audric Estime, my pleasure, David. Audric Estime auto again for the Broncos. Got a Leroy Butler auto for the Packers there. Luke Ketchley there, 69 out of 75 for the Carolina Panthers. Got a 13 out of 35 Troy Frantino for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tyler Nubin auto there going over to the Giants. Got a Denard Robinson there for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Marvin Harrison Jr. on the midnight, 21 of 50. Night ball there. Phil Simms, 7 out of 99 for the Giants. Blake Corum redemption for the Rams. Jalen Wright auto, 43 out of 50 for the Dolphins. And Brett Favre auto, 61 out of 99 for the Vikings. Then we have our mags here. Xavier Worthy rookie patch auto, 31 out of 50 for the Chiefs. Joe Montana after hours SSP going over to the 49ers. Cool, just want to make sure I said that right. Malik Neighbors auto there for the New York Giants. And we finish off with the Jaden Daniels rookie auto for the Washington Commanders. All right, that's going to do it for this break. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on with me. Hope you have a wonderful